example, if you want, while creation of table, any one of the column you have defined as a data type only. How we can define the data type? If you are able to define any column as a data type, that particular column always it can able to store the date information only. Clear all of you? What the use of data type? If anyone wants create any table, in the table any column is having a data type. How the data is stored in that particular column? The data is stored as a date information only. It can store the date and time, but the time is optional only. It can store the date and time, but the time is optional. If the user doesn't enter the time, by default, the Oracle server, it can assign the time it as a 12 a.m. only. By default, what is the time it is coming? If the any developer or user doesn't enter the time while that particular column, okay, automatically the Oracle server will assign the default time. What is the default time? Night 12 o'clock only. 00 like this only. 000 a.m. This is called as a 12 midnight only. Okay. This is the way we are able to write that. What is this date? What the use of date? It can store the date and time information. It can store the date and time information. What is the mandatory thing? Date is the mandatory. Date is the mandatory. Time is optional. Time is optional. Now, for example, if you don't enter the time, how the time it can store immediately? What is the time it can store in that particular column? What is the default time?
12 a.m.
12 a.m. only. Okay. Now, what the use of date data? If you are able to define any column as a date data type in that particular table, how the data is stored? The data is stored as a date only. Now, what is the default format of date? What is the Oracle format? What is the Oracle server date default? How we can write it? This is the syntax only we are able to follow. DD, MON, YY, or DD, MON, YYY. This is the default format of Oracle only. If you are able to store any data into the Oracle servers, what is the default format of date? DD-MON-YYY. This is the default format. R, YY, 4 Ys. Anything you need to write it. This is the one or this is the one. Only these formats only the system it can accept. If you want to give another format of dates, simply the system it can throw the error only. What is the default format of date? DD-MON-YY or DD-MON-4 Ys. What it is DD? DD represents date only. What is this DD? DD represents date. MON means in your month, first 3 characters of your month only. First 3 characters of your month. Okay. Next one, what it is YY? If what it is reference 2-digit year only. 2-digit year. Okay. Next one, what it is? This one YY. This one it is 4-digit year. Okay. Now clear. Here it is one more. What it is coming? HH MI :SS. What does it mean for this HH? HH represents hours. Okay. MI represents minutes. SS means seconds. Okay. This is the abbreviation for all the things only. What is the default format of your system? DD-MON-YY. For example, just I am going to show it here. Select sys date, current date only. What is the current date for today? What is the date? For today, what is the date for? What is the format? What is the format it is coming? DD. What is the DD? DD reference date or not? What is the current date? 27 only. MON. What is the meaning of MON? First 3 characters of your month. What is the current month? January. In the January, first 3 characters, what it is? JN only. It can take JN. What it is? 2025. 4-digit year only. This is the way we are able to see this. By default, the system it can print the what is the date format? DD-MON :YYY only. This is the way we are able to. If we are able to define any column as a date type, how the system it can able to treat This is the format only. Is it clear all of you for this data? Now, for example, I am going to create the table. How we can create the table? Just like this, create table xx underscore date. This is my table name. Just I am going to give the column names like this only. Employee number, just observe here, number, employee name, varchar 2 of 10. I am going to define in the joining date. When the employee join in the company, any company. Just what is the data type I have given here? What is the data type I have given? First one, what is the column name? Employee number. What is the data type I have given for this column? Employee number. Employee name, what is the data type I have given?
Varchar.
Varchar 2.
Next one, joining date. What is the column name? What is the data type I have assigned here? Joining date only. Now I am going to execute the query. Now the query is executed. Now select star from your table name only. What is your table name? This is the table name only. Just run this query. Is there any data as of now?
No.
No.
Insert.
How we can store the data into a table? By using which command? Insert command. Insert into table and just observe here. I'm going to write the data values. Okay, employee number 1. Okay, employee name, just I'm going to give it as ABCD. Just I'm going to give the date only. What is our current date? 27 Jan 2025. Is it correct or not? What is the format of date? What is the format of date? DD hyphen
year.
hyphen year.
Yeah. Now I am going to insert the record. Now I am going to insert the record into a table. One row is inserted into a table. Now check the data. Is it stored properly or not?
Yes.
Now clear all of you? Now for
Yes,
it, just observe here. One row is inserted for this. Now I am going to insert the one more row. Just check it. Now I am going to give it as a numeric month here, 01. Instead of what it is, can I follow the, just I am going to observe here. Just I am going to execute the query. If I am going to execute the query, this query it can throw the error or to store the data into that particular column. If I am going to execute this query, it can throw the error or all the values it can able to store the respected column.
Error. It will give error.
Why? Why it can throw the error?
Month format.
Now check it. Now what the error message you want to get it here?
Not valid.
What is this? This is in valid month. What is the default format of your system? DDMYNYY. This is numeric month you have given here. What is that? Character month only you have to give. Character, 3 characters of your month, then the system it can able to accept. Clear up to this? This is the wrong value. If you are able to give the wrong value into that particular column, date column, simply it can throw the error by our system. This is called as a date only. Clear? Later I can explain how we can avoid this error, how we can convert this, everything I have to show it in the coming classes. Okay, this is called as a date only. Now next one, what it is? Just 1 minute here. Now go to here. This is the syntax of this. Now how many bytes DD? In this DD, how many bytes it can able to occupy in your system? 1 byte. Month, how many bytes it can able to occupy? 1 byte. This one YY. This is the YY. How many bytes it can able to occupy? 2 bytes only. Total hours, minutes, seconds, 3 bytes. Total 7 bytes it can be able to occupy if you are able to define any column as a date only. If you are able to define any column as a date, how many bytes you are able to occupy for the system? Internally 7 bytes only. Okay. Next, timestamp only. What is the use of timestamp? What is the use of timestamp? Currently, just now we have seen the date. Now next one, what it is? Timestamp only. The timestamp. Now if you are able to use this data type as a, if you are able to define this, by default it can display the date and time along with milliseconds also. As per your user requirement, the user wants so the data, how the data they want to see it, the particular column data, they are able to see it as a date, time and milliseconds also. How they are able to show it? Date it won't support for that case. Data always it can display the hours, minutes and seconds only, but it won't display the milliseconds. If I am able to see the milliseconds also, what we are going to do? You are able to write the timestamp only. Timestamp only. How we can write it? One predefined command, it can be provided by Oracle. What it is that? Sys timestamp. This is the query we need to write. Select system stamp from dual. Later I can explain for all the things. No need to worry. Just you can execute this query. Now it can display the date, time, and milliseconds. Is it there or not? First one, this one up to this 27/01/05. What it is coming? Date only. What is this? 3, this one server time only. 3 up to this hours, minutes, seconds. What it is this? This one it is a milliseconds only. This one is the milliseconds. Clear up to this, all of you? What is this timestamp? Timestamp always it can display the date, time along with milliseconds also. If you are able to see the milliseconds in your column data, directly it won't support, so that we can write it as a this one only, timestamp only. How we can write it? Same. Create table xx underscore time. 1 minute. Just I'm going to write this. Work or not? 1 minute. This is the way we are able to write. This is the way we are able to write. For this column, it can able to store the date, time, and milliseconds only. Clear up to this? This is the way we are able to define the date data type. This is the way we are able to define the timestamp also. Time. Only it can display the date, time, and milliseconds for this. If you are able to see the milliseconds also, then you can define this column as a timestamp. If you don't know the millisecond, just you can define that particular column as a date only. Anyone is having any doubts as of now? Now, up to now, this is the number varchar to long and date and timestamp. Only it can able to store the minimum length of data only. Some not for huge data, it cannot able to store these columns only. For example, in your columns is having huge data. How can I able to store the huge data into that particular columns? That's the reason Oracle it can provide the few more data. What it is that is called as a large object data types only. What it is that? Large object data types. Before that, 2 more it is there, raw and long raw. All are same only, but sizes are vary only. Raw and long raw and large objects on all are it can able to store the videos, images, photos, any MP3 players, MP3 songs, MP4 songs, anything. It can able to store any huge data it is there in that particular files. It can able to use the what type of data types we are able to use in our systems? Raw and long raw, and what it is? Large object data types only. Okay, clear all of you? If you are able to store any image in that particular column, okay, what type of data type in the above previous ones it won't support. Number, varchar to long, date, time, it won't support. If you are able to store photo or video, how we can able to store in that particular column? What is the format of our images? What is the format of dot extension? What it is? JPG. Sometimes what it is others?
GIF.
PNG it is there or not? Some extensions. How can I store that particular column in your images by using which data types it can support? Raw and long raw, large object data types only. Is it clear all of you? Now up to this, what is the maximum size of this for this long varchar to up to what is the long data type? What is the maximum size it can able to support? Up to 2 GB only, correct? If you are able to store more than 2 GB, these data types it won't support. That's the reason Oracle it can provide the large objects only. Large objects. Raw and long raw also maybe it can able to store 2 GB only. What type of data it can able to store raw and long raw? Only for images, audio, video files only. That's the reason we are able to use it as a raw and long raw. Up to 2 GB only. If you are able to store the more than 2 GB, if you are able to store the more than 2 GB in that particular column, which data types it can able to support? LOB data types, large object data types. What are all they for this under large object data types? BLOB, CLOB, NCLOB, and one more is the B file. These are, if you are able to define any column as this, okay, If you're able to define any column as a blab or clab or nclab and a b file, in the earlier versions, it can able to store the maximum, it is 4 GB. In the 19C onwards, it can able to store 128 terabytes only. If you're able to define any column as this, if you're able to store any huge amount of data in that particular column, the above data types it won't support, then we can go for the large object data types only. What is this? Binary large objects, character large objects, national character large objects, binary file only. These are all called this. Later I can explain, no need to worry about this. Later I can explain, I can show it one examples also. Later I can explain for all the things. Now next I am going to move it as a sub-languages in SQL. Now you can tell me how many languages are there in SQL sub-languages. First we need to focus on the one by one. First we'll go for the data definition language. Now for this data definition language, how many commands are coming? How many commands are coming from this data definition language? There are 5 commands are coming. Create, alter, rename, truncate, drop only. These 5 commands under DDL only. DDL means data definition language. Why do we want to use this data definition language? Why do we want to go for the data definition language? If we are able to create any database objects into the system, if we are able to create any database objects into the system, then we can go for the create command only. All of you clear for this? What is the use of create command? If we are able to create any database objects into the system, what are the database objects is available in the system? Database objects. Table, sequence, synonym, view, materialized view, index, procedure, function, packages. These are all called as a database objects and so on only. Okay, function, packages and so on. These are all called as a database objects. If you're able to create any database objects into the system, which command it can be helpful? Under DDL command, which command it can be helpful? Create command only. What the use of create command? Create command, it is used to create the new database objects, or it is used to create the new database also. In our scenarios, in our database purpose level, we don't have any access to create the database only. In the real time, who will create the databases? Database administrator people only, or system administrator people only. They want to create the new databases in the real time. Currently, we don't have any access. We do not have the administrator access in our system. Who will create institute? Some DBA person it is there in that institute, that people, they have to create the new database into the system only. That it is called as a create command, it can be helpful. Okay. Now, what is the other use? Create command. Create command, it is used to create the new table into the system. Now, how we can able to store the data in our database? In the form of? How the data is stored in the database? In the form of what it is?
Table.
Table only. Correct or not? How we can, which command it can be helpful? If you are able to create any new table into the system, in your database, which command it can be helpful? Create command only. Not only table. What is the database objects? Sequence. If you are able to create any sequence into the server, what it is? Create command, it can be helpful. If you are able to create the synonym in your database, create command, it can be helpful. If you are able to create any view into your system database, create command, it can be helpful. These are all called as a database objects. If you are able to create any database objects into the system, the create command, it can be support only. Is it clear up to this? Now, what is the syntax? What is the syntax of create command? Then I can write it here. Already we have seen some examples. Create table.
Table name.
Table name. Just to open the bracket here.
Yes.
Column 1. Data type. This size I am going to give it here. By end of the column, just give it like this, column 2, data type, size, comma, column 3, data type, size, a comma, and so on. How many columns we need to create in your table? Minimum how many, max how many? Already we have discussed.
Minimum
If
one.
you are able to
Minimum
create
one and
in
one.
a minimum
One.
one only, correct? Now max how many?
1,000.
1,000 only. Okay, if you are able to create in your table, if you are able to create any new table into the system, minimum one column is required, maximum 1,000 columns only. This is the syntax of table only. If you are able to create any new table into the system, what is the syntax? This is the syntax you need to follow. If you know the syntax, then you can write the query only. What it is? This is the what it is? This is the syntax of create table only. How we can create the table in your system? Now I am going to tell you. Just take this. Now you can tell me. Now you are the one of the employee in NMS. Now you got the offer letter from Accenture only. Okay, you got the offer letter from Accenture only. Once you entered into the company, how they are able to store your details into their table? What is the table name? For example, what is the table name? XX underscore employee underscore today's date. I am going to give it here. 27 Jan 25. Is it possible to write? Is it possible to write the table name? Can I write like this or not? Is it possible or not? Table name. Is it possible or not?
Possible.
What it is? This is called as a table name. Okay. Now here I'm going to write the column. And now you can tell me what are the columns we need to require if you are able to join any company. What are the columns you need to require?
Employee number, employee ID.
Employee number and employee ID, it should be same only, correct?
Employee
Next, what it is?
name.
Employee name. Next.
Employee salary.
Date.
Salary. Okay.
Date of joining.
Date of joining or hire date.
Date of birth.
Date of birth.
Gender.
Gender.
Role.
Role means designation or job. Okay. Just enough. These many columns are there. Now we are working to which department? You are joined as a Oracle Fuse, and then they are going to assign it as a Oracle department. Correct or not? If you are able to join it as a SAP developer, they are able to assign the SAP department. If you are able to join as a Java developer, they are able to assign the department as a Java department. Correct? Now, how many columns are there as of now? Employee number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns only. What are all these? Columns only. Now you can tell me. See the above syntax. How can I write the table? How can I write the query? First, now just copy the syntax. First, what is the command? It is there. What type of object we are going to create into the system now? What type of object for this?
Employee data.
Table only, not for employee. This is a table only. If you are able to create a new table into the system, which command it can be helpful?
Create.
Now just you can write this, copy the syntax only. As it is, create only. As it is, create. What type of object we are going to create? Is it a table? Is it a sequence? Is it a synonym or is it a view? As of now.
Table.
Just you can take this syntax as it is on object type of. What type of object we are going to create in your system? Table only. What is our table name? Just now what we have mentioned our table name.
XX underscore employee.
This is our table name. Correct or not? Now, first line is over or not? Now check it. How we can create the table in our system. First line is over or not as of now as per the syntax?
Done.
Now, next what it is there? Open parenthesis. This is called as a bracket. Open bracket. Now is there or not here? Second line. Syntax only. I have copied only syntax only. Correct or not? Now, next one. What is the first column as per our requirement? As per our requirement, what is the first column name?
Employee number.
Employee number. Okay, good. What the date type we are able to assign for this employee number?
Number.
Already you know that.
Number.
Character.
No, employee number
Number.
always
Integer.
majority companies, they are able to give it as a number data type only. Correct or not?
Yes, number.
Sometimes they are able to use it as a character. Character also it can able to support the numbers. Maximum number data type only.
Number.
For example, if I want to give the size as a 5, now we can tell what does it mean for this?
Only 5 numbers should be there.
Only 5. While inserting the data into this particular employee number, how many digits you are able to store?
Only 5.
digits only. If you are able to store the more than 5, is this column it can able to accept?
No, it won't
No.
accept.
Simply it can throw the error. Already we have seen the example in the previous class. Correct? Next one. First line is over or not?
Yeah, Mohan.
Hmm.
Yeah, employee number is a combination of character and number. What will be the data type?
Sometimes so. Sometimes, for example, if any varchar, if you are able to take it as a varchar only, in that case, some duplicates it is coming or not?
Hmm.
For example, what is your name? Jagadish. Now here, what the company will assign? Jagadish 1, 2, 3. Okay. Some other employees also same name. It should be there. Jagadish only. The company assign the name. Already Jagadish is there. Same name they are going to assign. Is it possible or not? If it is a number character, it is there.
No, employee number should not be same, right?
That's the reason I am going. If you are able to do it as a varchar 2, it can accept the same numbers or not?
Oh, yes.
Same names or not? Is it possible or not?
Yes.
If you are able to define any column as employee number by using primary key, for example, primary key, if you are able to assign this primary key, if you are able to define any later, I can explain. No need to worry this primary key.
Okay.
Primary key always it can be applicable for the number data types only. If you are able to apply the primary key and names, it won't support primary key. Why? Because names already it is repeated. For example, if you are able to apply this column as employee number varchar 2, if you are some other Jagadish it is coming, is this column is it able to accept?
No.
Now, for example, one of the company, if you want to take any Accenture like that, okay, there are 100 Jagadishes are there, correct? Now, if you are able to define employee number varchar 2 of 20, just I am going to define it as a primary key. Now, what does it mean for this primary key? It won't accept the duplicate values. That is the purpose of primary key. Later I can explain, don't need to worry about that. Now, if you want to mention this, how many Jagadishes it can be acceptable for this column?
20.
Is it able to accept only one value or multiple values?
Multiple.
No, it won't possible for multiple.
Okay.
If we are able to apply the primary key, it can accept the only single Jagadish only. If you don't need to write this, it can accept the multiple values.
Okay.
That is the duplicated data is coming. That's the reason no need to write this. Employee number always you can use it in the real time only number only. Just remember this point. Varchar you can use it, but duplicate data also it can store. That is not good. Okay. Now you can tell me. Next one what is? What is the next column? Is the table is over in as per our requirement? How many columns are there?
Employee name.
Next one. Now by end of the syntax, just check it. Column 1. What is the column 1? Employee number. Date type what it is? Number. What the size I have given? 5 only. By end of the column, can I give the comma or not as per the syntax? Oracle standard.
Yes.
Now I have applied the comma only. Next, what is the next column? Second column, what it is?
Employee name.
Employee name. Now we can tell him what type of data you are able to store in this column.
Varchar.
Varchar 2. Now, for example, I am going to give it as a varchar 2 of 10. What does it mean for this? Now you can tell me. What does it mean for this? If you are able to define this column as a varchar 2, what does it mean?
Only 10 digits, 10 characters are
10 characters only we need to store into this column. Correct or not? If you are able to store the more than 10, immediately the system it can throw the error. What type of data you are able to store? Character means it can able to store the capital A to Z, small a to Z. That is also possible. It can use the combination of A to Z and small a to Z and numbers and special character. Is it possible or not? For example, if you are able to store the employee name column, the employee name like this only, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3. For example, is it possible or not? Can I store this data into this column? Is it possible or not? Is it possible or not?
Possible.
Yes, that's the reason varchar it can accept all the uppercase A to Z, lowercase A to Z, numbers 0 to 9, and
Special
special
characters.
characters also. That's the use of varchar only, correct? Next, what is the next column? Can I end up the column? How many? Can I end up the column? Can I give the comma or not?
Yes.
Can I end up the column? Can I give the comma or not?
Yes.
Next, what is the next column?
Salary.
Sal. Salary is nothing but what type of data you are able to store? Salary always.
Number.
Number.
Number. Now you can tell me. Salary always it should be rupees and paisa or not?
Yes. P,
Very-
commas.
Now what I have to define? What is this? Number data type? How many parameters it can able to accept?
2 parameters.
What are all they? What it is
Scale
that?
and
Parameters,
precision.
what are all they?
Precision and scale.
Precision and scale. And for example, I want to give it as a 10 and 3 only. What does it mean for this? Total precision it is 10, scale it is 3 only. Correct or not? Now, by end of the column, can I give the comma or not? Only 3 columns are there, or rest of the columns are also is there in the table as per our requirement?
Rest of
Only
the
3 columns
are
or remaining columns are also is there?
remaining columns are
Remaining
now
also.
you can give the comma only. Next one, what it is? Next column.
data.
Data object.
What it is? What type of data type? We need to mention
Date.
data.
Date.
Date only. Is it clear? Now whatever we have explained, all are coming in this syntax only. Next one. What is the next one?
Date of birth.
Date of
Date
birth.
of birth. What it is? Always.
Date.
Date only. Okay. Next one. What is
Gender.
it? Gender always.
Character.
Character.
Varchar only. How much size we need to give? Gender always. 1 only. Correct or not? Either M or female only. Most of the cases. Correct. Now next one. What it is? Job. Designation or job. What it is? If you are able to join any company as a senior software engineer or software engineer or
Varchar.
consultant, what type of data for that?
Varchar.
Varchar. Varchar. Just you need to give the size 10 as per our assumption. Okay. Next one. What is the last column?
Department number.
Department number. Department number, for
Okay.
example, you are able to work it as a Oracle. The company, they can provide it as a Oracle. It is 10th department. Java, it can be provided as a 20th department. SAP, they are able to provide as 30th department. That's the reason they are able to give it as a number only. Number, I want to give it as a size. It is 2 or 4. Anything you need to give. Now, what is the last column as per our requirement?
Department number.
Now go to syntax. What is the last? This is the column N. After end of the column, is there any comma?
No.
Just check it here.
Independent.
Now in your
No.
table is having only 1 column. By end of the column, no need to give the comma. Just remember this point. In your table is having a single column. By end of the column, no need to give the comma. In your table is having multiple columns as per your requirement. By end of the column, no need to give the comma. The remaining columns, you need to put the comma only. Correct or not? Just I can close this. After end of this bracket, just you need to give the semicolon. Semicolon means the query is terminated here only. Semicolon means the query is terminated. The query is over here. Now, just can I follow the syntax, or is there anything I need to write extra here? Just you can see this. Now, this is the syntax only. Can I follow the syntax, or anything I need to write newly?
Followed syntax.
Only we need to follow the syntax only. For example, I don't give the comma here. For the first column, by mistakenly, I don't give the comma. If the system is able to accept,
No.
just check it. If you have any doubt, then check it. Immediately the system it can throw the error. Missing or invalid option only. Is it clear up to this, all of you? Now, okay. By end of the column, we can give the comma. By mistakenly, you need to give the comma for end of the column. As per our syntax, is there any comma by end of the column?
No.
No. By mistakenly you have given. If the system is able to accept, just check it.
No.
Again, simply it can throw the error. Clear? All of you clear for this? How we can create a table into our system? Which command it can be helpful? Create command only. What is this? What is this? This is object type. What type of object you are able to create in your server? Table only. That's the reason it can came it as a table. What is our table name? You have to mention as per your requirement. This table name, it can provide by your user or managers only, it can provide into the real time. For example, I'm going to tell you, just you can run this query. Now, what is the error still? Now, just you can
Semicolon.
remove the comma only. By end of the column, no need to give the
Date of birth, data type, and
just
job.
now, if you are able to give any errors, you can modify. Where it is the errors?
Date of birth is
Date of
spelling wrong, sir. Date.
That's the
DAT.
reason I am going to tell you. If any errors are there, the system it can show the error. Now you can rectify.
job
just
data type also.
I can change it here. Date only.
Job data type, varchar 2.
One by one, I am going to change it. If you have any errors, then you can change it. Modify the. Now run this query. Again, it can throw the error. Where it is?
Job date.
Job only. Varchar 2, it is wrong. Correct? Now still is there any errors? If it's any error, the system it can throw. If you don't any errors here, immediately the table is going to create in your server. Now again, where it is the error? Just check it. Where it is that?
Mohan, for date, we need to give some storage space, like 7 bit.
Date, no need to give that size. No need to require. Where it is that error? Can anyone guess it? Just run by.
Job. Job.
Job still it is there.
Job.
Now here, varchar 2 of 10. Now I am going to give the comma. Just to clear the output. Now run the query. Again.
Job is like a blue color, remaining color on black color. Is there anything?
Now what it is that? Here I have given the same.
Keyword.
That's the reason it can throw the error. Now run this. Again, where it is still. Check it. If you don't know, just you can comment this. Just remove this column. One by one, we are going to check it like this only. If you don't know, this is the way we need to debug. Again, it can throw the error. Just you can remove this. Just remove the comma here. Now here, run the query. Again, it can throw the error. Still, it can throw the error. Just run the query.
Sorry, sir. Flower bracket is there.
Flower bracket, yes. Starting flower bracket.
Yeah.
Now run the query. Now run the query. Still, it can throw the error.
You need to remove the comma for the last query.
Okay. Now finally the table is created or not? What the mistake here? Here, this one. Now just I'm going to drop the table. Again, I'm going to recreate. For all the columns enabled, this is the way we need to debug.
Table name.
Drop table and just we can drop this. Later I can tell you for this also. Now I'm going to create the table just to uncomment all the things. This is the way we need to check it. Now where the comma is there, just you need to add the commas only. This is also need to give the comma. This is also you need to give the comma. Now all are okay. This is also required. Now I'm going to execute the query. Finally, the table is created or not?
Yes.
Clear? How we can create the table into the database? This is the way we need to create. Now, after creation of table, now from where it can able to store?
Database.
Database only. How we can check it whether the table is stored into the database or not? The Oracle, it can provide some tables only, base tables only. For this table, it can able to store into your server or not, database or not. There are 3 tables are there, base tables. This is very, very important. Okay. What are all the base tables? All under DBA underscore objects. Later I can tell you for all the things. Just remember all the table names only. All underscore objects. For these two tables, it can able to store any type of database objects only, not only table. For these tables, it can able to store any type of database object, procedure, function, package, everything, every database object, it can able to store these two base tables only, base tables of Oracle. Okay, any object, not any database object, base tables. Okay, how can write it? Now we can check it whether what is our table name just now what we have created. What is our table name? How we can check it? Can I write the query? I can explain later. No need to worry about that. Select star from DBA objects. This is the base table. For here, if we are able to run this query, these many tables are stored into the database only. Now here, where object name equal to object name is nothing but our table name only. What is our table name? Just now, what is our table name? Just now, what we have created? This one only, correct? XX underscore EMP underscore. Just I have to mention here table name. Now run the query. Now run the query. Check it. What type of object for this? What is the object type column? This vertical it is there, column names. Now, what is the object name? Object name is nothing but a table name only. Just remember here. Object name is nothing but a table name. Object type is nothing but a table. What type of object we have created into the system? Just now what we have created, table or view?
View.
Table only. Just now we have created the table. Just check it here. What is the object type? It is there or not here? When we are able to create this object, just everything it is there. Time, date also it is there or not? Date and time. Here it is there. Last DDL timestamp it is there. Now this is for any type of database object. This is a currently table. Just now we have created the table. This is the table name only. It can able. If in future if you are able to create the view, now you can object name here. You have to give it as a view name only. If you are able to create a sequence in your feature, now you can give it as sequence name as a object name only. For example, I want to store the only table names only, not for any object. I don't want able to see the any object view sequence. I don't want require. Only I am able to see the table name only. Just for that case, what is the base table? Select star from all underscore tables, all underscore tables, or all underscore tab, anything. If you are able to run this query, just here it can display all the table names in your server. Now, what is our table name? What is the column name here? Table name only. Later I can explain, no need to worry. Coming to classes, then only you can able to understand. What is the table name here? This is the table name only. Just run the query only for this all underscore tables. It can able to show only table names only, not for any other objects. Sequence, view, synonym doesn't store for this table. Only it can able to store the table names only. For this all underscore objects and DBA objects, it can able to store any type of objects. Now, it is a table, view, sequence, synonym, anything it can able to store into this table. That is the base table of this. Clear up to this? How we can, after creation of table, whether the table is created into the database or not, how we can able to check it? These are the base tables, we can write it in the real time. Clear up to this? Coming classes, all these are coming only. No need to worry. What is select, what is from, what is where, later I can explain. No need to worry about that. Now, after creation of table, when the table is stored into the database, how we can check it? These are the tables we need to write it. These are the queries we are able to write it. Next one. Now you can tell me. Now you are a student. Okay, what is my table name? Just I am going to write like this. XX underscore student underscore today's date I am going to give it here. 27 Jan 25. This is my table name only. Now you can tell me. If you are able to join as a student in any college or university, what are the fields will be required? What are the columns it's required? Now currently we don't, in our currently as per our requirement, there is no client. You are a client. Now you can tell me the requirement. What are the columns we need to require? If you are able to join any university or college, what are the minimum fields?
Roll number.
Student name,
last name.
first name, last name, student name.
Just roll number. Okay. Student first name. Is
First
it possible or not? I can write it as a first name only.
Last name.
Last name. Is it possible or not? Next one, surname, is it required or
Surname.
not?
Gender.
Gender. Hmm.
Mobile
Date of
number.
birth. Date of birth.
Date of
Date of
joining.
birth. Hmm.
Date of joining. Mobile number.
When you,
Mobile number.
Mobile number. Okay.
Address.
Still,
Address.
no, if you are able to write it as address, what is your course?
Group or
Huh?
course.
Course
Group.
name or branch?
Yeah.
Branch you need to require or not?
Yes.
Fee. Next, address. If you are able to add the address, then you can able to add it. Okay, these columns are enough as of now. Now you can tell me how we can create the table. Now you can tell me. Just I am going to copy the syntax on. Nothing to do here. Just I am going to copy the syntax. Now we can anyone tell me the answer? How we can create this table in my system? Now you can tell me. This is the syntax. Okay. Can anyone tell me how we can create the table in my database?
Create table. Table.
Create. Just why do we want to use the create command?
To create
To
new
create table.
Now what it is? This is what type of object for this? Is it a table or
Student
view?
data.
table.
Table.
If you are able to create in your create a table into the system, which command it can be helpful? Create command only. Now I'm going to write the create. Next one, what it is? What is the syntax it is there? What type of object we are able to create? Table. Now we can write it as a table as it is only. This is called as object type. What is the object name? Object name is nothing but a table name. What is our table name?
Student.
This is the
27 Jan.
now next what I am going to do?
Open parenthesis.
Enter, open. This one. Next what I am going to do? What the first column?
Roll number.
Roll number.
Okay, roll number. Now you can tell me roll number. What is the date type?
Number.
Number only. Okay.
Number.
Just if you want to give the size, you can give the size only. Otherwise, if you don't give the size, it can able to accept the 38 only. Correct or not? Next one, what is first name? What is the date type? First name always varchar 2 only. Correct? Varchar 2. Okay. Next, what is the next column?
Last name.
Last name only. What is the date type? Varchar 2 of 10 only.
Surname.
Okay. Next one, what is surname only?
Varchar 2.
Why we want to create the varchar 2? Depending on your column, then you can decide. Currently, we don't know. Currently, as per our requirement, there is no user, there is no client. You are a client, then you can able to decide what type of data you are able to store into that particular column. Next one, date of birth. What it is? Date of birth. Date only. It is one more column. It is there. Gender. Gender. What it is? Always varchar 2 only. Okay. Next one, what is date of joining? Correct. Always date only. Next, what it is? Mobile always.
Number.
The size is fixed or not? Mobile number, is it fixed? The size or is it varying?
Fixed.
Fixed only. What is the mobile size? Always 10 digit.
10.
Correct or not?
Yes.
Next one, what it is? Branch. Branch always
Varchar 2.
Varchar 2. On character data only. If you are able to join as a computer course, computer science, that is a varchar 2. If you are able to join as electronics, that is a varchar 2 only. Depending on your data, you can decide the column data type only. Just I am going to give it as a 10. It can able to store the only 10 characters only. Next one, what is the last one?
Fees.
P1. P always
Number.
number only. Rupees and paise only. Correct? If it is only rupees, no need to give the scale. Just I am going to give it as a 10 digit only. What is the max fee? It is this 10 digit only. If you don't give the scale, then it cannot able to accept the paise. Okay. Now what is the last column of our requirement?
P.
P only. By end of the column, can I give the comma?
No.
No need to
No.
require. Just to close the bracket.
Semicolon.
Semicolon.
Now the query is over. Now you can tell me what is our object name. Object name is nothing but this one.
Yeah, table name.
Now in the real time, what they are going to call object name. Table name is nothing but object name only. Just remember all the words. What is this table is nothing but object type. What type of object you are able to create in your system? What is this object type only? Okay, just I'm going to execute the query. If it's any error, system it can throw the error again, or it can struck. I can copy it all things. Okay, 1 minute. Everything it is gone. I'm going to create the table. Now table is created or not? Without any errors. Clear up to this, all of you? How can I create the table in your system? Now can you practice? Now for example, I'm going to give the table names only XX_ customers. What are the fields will be required if you are a customer? How can you purchase the items by using Flipkart or Amazon? What are the fields will be required? How can we register by using Amazon or something, Flipkart, anything? What are the fields will be required? Already we show
First name.
Facebook, already we have seen.
First name.
Now you can tell me what the
First name,
columns are required. First name, last name, gender,
last
date of
name,
birth,
password.
Address.
password, everything is required. Correct or not? Just assumption. Now you can create the table. Is all of you going to practice for this?
Yes.
Just anything. For example, if you are able to create the hospital table, what are the columns is required? Now you can tell me. If you're able to create the table as a hospital, what are the columns we need to require?
Hospital branch number.
First, what we need to require? Patient ID, patient name, patient address, mobile number, everything we need to require or not? Hospital address. Like that you can create. Okay. Next, if you're able to book any reservation, what are the columns is required?
Name, sir, mobile number.
Just date of journey. From date and to date, correct? From date it is required or not? When we'll go for this, when we are traveling, passenger name, okay, from, to, just you can write it. Okay, all of you do for this. These 3 tables, can we do this for tomorrow? Can we create these 3 tables? Just roughly you need to write. Is it possible or not?
Yes.
Just you need to think it. Just what are the columns are required for these 3 tables. Now you want to decide. For example, first name it is there. What type of data type we need to mention? Varchar 2 only. For example, date of birth it is there. Date only. Like that you need to decide and show it to me tomorrow. Okay. Clear up to this, all of you. Just you need to create any table, customers or anything you want to take it, whatever you want to take it, and decide your columns. What are the data types is required? Show it for tomorrow only, all of you. Anyone is having any doubts as of now for this? How we can create the table?
Recording stopped.
Never gonna doubt on the table meda.